Okay, so welcome everyone to our Study Abroad podcast series. So today we have Lalitha, who is from Hyderabad and now is at Birmingham, studied at University of Birmingham. So we'll be knowing about her journey from Hyderabad to Birmingham. So welcome, Lalitha.
Thank you.
So Lalitha, when was the very first time during your bachelor's or your school time or in your childhood that you know that there is something outside India?
Okay, I'll take quite some time to explain it then. Initially, when I was probably till my 12th grade, I never believed in going abroad, and I was very strong and firm about that decision. I was like, whatever it is, I'm staying in India. But I don't know, I think in my undergrad, looking at the environment, the opportunities I had, it made me feel like within my course, I felt that opportunities were limited, and going abroad will give me those opportunities that I've never had before. So that was the major reason I wanted to go abroad.
So this was during your bachelor's that you realized that
Yeah,
you
this
have to
was
go
during
abroad?
my bachelor's, yes.
Okay, so once you realize that, okay, I have to go abroad for a better opportunity, etc., you started preparing for like some application process, some tests,
Uh,
etc.
so the thing is, I've started preparing for the whole process of it, or like everything, the whole journey of it, right from my second year of undergrad itself. I was talking to different people, networking with different, industry experts as well, to see if UK is actually the destination for me to go. I mean, different people had different opinions, of course, but that one thing that made me want to apply for a UK university was, of course, opportunities is one thing, but again, that independence of doing things individually, you will learn a lot. I was always, in a place where everything used to come for me, I mean, towards me with ease. So I thought, why not put myself into that challenge of seeing how I would handle situations if thrown into it.
So was UK the only country you decided, or other countries also were in the list?
I was wanting to consider Canada and US as well, but again, with the eligibility criteria and the visa application and stuff like that, it did make me feel like UK is a little better option for me. So I stuck to UK.
So you did like a 3-year BBA program in your bachelor. So that was one reason why you couldn't go to US, right? Or Canada also, I guess.
Yes, that was also another reason why I couldn't choose, because I had to have a 4-year degree, but I only had three, so that makes it UK.
Okay, okay, fine, fine. So UK was decided, the country or the region was fixed for you. How many colleges you considered now?
So I actually took help from IDP. It is a consultancy firm. So they've shortlisted a few universities for me. And then I looked through those universities, saw the eligibility criteria and the other entry requirements. And I've only applied for five. And thankfully, I got into all the five. Then I shortlisted again from that. And I wanted to choose the University of Birmingham because of its, of course, because of its ranking. I think it's NUS on the top, so, and it's a Russell group. So yeah.
And which were the other four? Like it was below like Birmingham in the ranking and all.
Yes, it was below the ranking of Birmingham.
So you did spread out your applications like in
Yeah,
quick spacing, I mean easy spacing, so that there is like easy choice. Whichever is the one I get, the best one
yeah,
I'll choose. Okay.
true.
So you decided University of Birmingham and then okay, fine. Now you'll go to University of Birmingham. So then you had to apply for some kind of visa process, etc. What were the documents needed for this visa application?
So for me, it was a little different because I went through a consultancy firm. So they've asked me just a few things. They handled everything actually. So whatever they asked me, I just shared it with them. Not a lot actually, just your degree certificate, the basic requirements, your of course, your statements. Um, Your personal statement was also asked, and of course, your CAS letter from the university. These were the basic ones. That's it.
Okay.
I
And
didn't
your
have. Yeah, I didn't have to give any other I did not have to take any certifications or any of that. Neither give any competitive exams. I
IELTS,
directly got university.
TOEFL, IELTS?
I did not have to. I did give that, but I didn't have to give it because I already had a 90% in my 12th grade English, so I didn't have to do that. But again, I just gave it to improve my English before I came here, just to brush it up a little.
So you had some self-doubt in your English that time?
I wouldn't call it self-doubt, but I would call it, just brushing up and becoming better at it. There's always a scope to become better, right? So why not?
Sure, sure, sure. And did you also had to put some recommendation letters along with the application?
Recommendation letters. I don't think so. I don't think there was any. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, one academic one and from the place where I've worked. So two recommendation letters. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So two recommendation letter, like multiply by five applications probably, right? So 10.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
okay,
you can
sure.
actually use the same recommendation letters for the others as well. So I only had two, which I could
So
reuse them.
you got like a printout of it, is it? And then you attached it with the application.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually,
okay.
everything now happens digital. So I just had a PDF and then I had to upload the documents online.
So in that case, your recommendation letter will be pretty generalized, right? Not for like a very specific college as such. It's like, okay, I recommend this person for any abroad studies.
So what I did was I only asked them to prepare it for one university, and then I usually what I did was I just changed the name and then I submitted it.
Okay, okay, okay. I see. Okay. And once you got all this sorted, what was the accommodation hunting like for you?
So thankfully I did have few people that stay here in the UK, so they helped me out deciding for the accommodation. I did not stay in the university accommodation. I wanted to stay out. Um, and I got the complete help from them actually, so it became a little easier for me.
Sure, sure. And this was the first time you were traveling to UK or you did before as well?
No, this was the first time that I was traveling to the UK.
And did you travel alone or you had like bunch of people with you?
No, I did travel alone.
Okay, so this was the first solo travel for you. So how did you choose your airline for your solo travel?
I mean, whatever was available at that point of time. I did not have. So I'm someone who is not very particular with how I want things to be done. I'm okay with adjusting to the situations. So whatever was available at that point of time, we just went with that.
So which airline finally was the lucky one?
I honestly don't remember the first time, but the second time I took the British Airways. The first time I really don't remember. I can't recall it now.
But you would recall your trajectory, right? How did you fly? Hyderabad to London,
Hyderabad, I had one stop the first time I traveled. It was this first stop was I think in Delhi, and then from Delhi to the UK,
London.
London. Yeah.
Okay, and London to Birmingham, you took a train.
No, I had my relatives who came and picked me up, and then they dropped me in Birmingham.
Oh, okay, okay. So there was all somebody who was helping you all the time. Like, was
Yeah.
this when you were traveling? Were you a bit like losing your confidence, or like was there any nervousness, or it was okay, okay?
I was numb. I had no feeling at all. But I only knew one thing that once I leave the country, there will be a lot of changes that I will go through, and whatever it is, whatever life throws at me, I have to take that. And yeah, I think, yeah, I would say I was completely numb, but at the same time, ready to take up those challenges. I prepared myself in that way so that when I come here, I don't have to think the other way or have an emotional breakdown.
So at the University of Birmingham, the accommodation you took, you had some housemates, roommates, like that kind of thing.
So with the consultancy that I went, um, they gave me a list of people that I could contact, and out of that, there were two people that were willing to choose the same accommodation as mine. So we three together lived in the same accommodation.
Okay, okay. And did you think that it was a wrong decision sometime, or it was okay decision?
No, I think my accommodation is a lovely place to stay at. I did not have any issues. It was really good. Touch wood, I did not have to face any major issues.
So no issues from the accommodation side as well as your housemates. Both were all good.
Housemates, I even though we stayed at the same accommodation, the floor was different from mine, but the roommates that I stayed with, I mean, every house will of course have their own issues. We were having a few issues, but then at the end of the day, it's all right. I mean, that's just common, so not a problem.
So you all share the kitchen with other housemates?
Yeah, we share the kitchen and the living, and we have our own bedrooms.
Okay, so do you think sharing kitchen is okay in general, or there is like a lot of conflicts at times?
Uh, so I would say it's an advantage as well as a disadvantage. I would say yeah, both, but it's all in how at the end of the day what your choices are and how you want things to be done. So it's completely up to you how you want it.
Sure, sure, sure. And there are some basic differences in the culture that you have to do all the cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. once you are abroad. So were you used to some of it, or it was all new for you?
I was not used to it at all. After I came here, I learned everything from scratch. It did take a while for me, though. I wouldn't say as soon as I came here, I knew everything, of course not. But through time, I think I've learned everything, and now I would call myself a pro only because I got used to it, and since it's become a part of my daily life, it's been nice. It's been great learning all of that as well.
So you knew this that these were the things you have to do by yourself. Still, you didn't prepare yourself initially.
So the thing is, there was so much more important things to be done. I think these daily chores are something that is anyways part of your daily routine. I was sure that I would anyways learn it, but I felt like me preparing for my course, for my education, and for the career opportunities, doing few courses was so much more important to me at that point of time, considering the competitive nature that the UK market is at. I mean, is at right now. So I wanted to make sure that I give my full what do you say focus towards that, and these things will anyways you learn it with ease. It's not like Greek and Latin that it takes ages for us to learn, so I wanted to give importance to my career first.
Sure, sure. And did you use any hack like cook once and eat like 10 times, 5 times?
No, I would consider myself to be a quick learner, so it didn't take me long at all. I do cook a lot now. And yeah, sometimes I do have it more than once. Sometimes I just keep cooking. I keep trying out new things. So
Okay, okay. What about the part-time jobs and internships? Did you try any of them or like your friends, etc.?
So I have started doing internships right from December. Within 2 months of coming into this country, I did secure my first internship in December, and then my second one in April, and now my third one is going on. So I've always wanted to do internships because it gives you that kind of an experience and makes you almost job ready, maybe, and that. Those skills that you acquire here, you can always use it on your CV, and you get references as well. That reference system works a lot in UK, so I thought it's better to choose an internship than a part-time. I mean, I do agree that part-time can also be used as an experience, but I don't, but when you compare both together, I think the weightage of an internship is definitely more, and the chances of you getting a full-time is also a lot more in an internship than in the part-time. So I always only looked for internships.
So, but these internships you are doing, you might be doing in a part-time mode only, right? Because you had a full-time study thing already with you.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I was doing it part-time, not, of course, I'm not allowed to do more than 20 hours a week. So
Okay, so kind of a part-time internship in a way.
yeah, you could call it that. Yeah. But
But,
I
I mean, how do
wouldn't
you
say,
differentiate? How do you differentiate a part-time job with an internship? Like, what is your way of
uh,
discriminating
so
these?
for example, so the thing is, for example, now I'm working at the University of Birmingham, and another person is doing a part-time at a cafe. So what happens is that with your career, it all depends on the career aspirations that you have. If you want to become a store manager or something like that, then choosing that part time would be beneficial. But if you want to work at a university or in terms of that, then having an internship within the university will benefit you. So it all depends on your personal choices. And for me, I've always aspired to work at a university and in the education sector, if not a university. So that those kind of internships I felt would really help me out.
Sure, sure. So while finding all these internships, you had to probably go through a lot of rejections. What was like your rejection ratio, and how did you tackle
Uh,
your rejection depression?
Uh, so at the beginning, I did doubt myself a lot. I did feel like, is this what I'm here for? Or like, what am I doing wrong? I felt helpless at some point. But again, that rejection, sometimes we also got feedbacks. So I made myself in such a way that I take those feedbacks positively and don't take a step back, because I mean, I now if you ask me that, I would say rejection is a part of life, and only if you're rejected, you will get that zone where, suddenly if it that application passes and you've been getting rejected a lot, that happiness is a different kind of satisfaction. I can't explain to you.
So when you came, you had to change to cooking, cleaning, laundry, etc. And then you had to go through all this rejection. And probably there was this winter that arrived and sun started setting at a earlier time, which probably also added to the depression. So how did you handle so many depressive moments?
So I was warned prior itself that December month and January month, those 2 months, you will definitely feel very depressing. But I did not feel that. I'll tell you why. Because my December, I did have a few holidays, but I had my exam in January first week. So I spent entire time in learning that subject during that duration. And I also had an internship too. So I kept myself occupied and I was completely busy to even feel any different.
Okay, so you kept yourself so busy that you didn't even
Yeah,
realize
yeah,
there is a lot of
yeah,
tension happening here and there.
yeah.
And I think getting this internship in the first 2 months deviated you from all the negative thinkings. So all the negative thinkings
For
was
sure,
first two
yeah.
months mainly. And once you
Yeah,
started earning, let's say, money or like the
yeah, yeah,
experience, it
yeah,
acted as the medicine.
yeah. Yeah, it was only like a motivational factor for me to keep doing better and keep trying more.
Sure, sure. So I think this way it's also a learning here, a hidden learning rather. You may not have realized it too. You getting this internship in 2 months. Pretty much restricted your like the failure time to much lesser, because the very first month you would have just spent adjusting to lot of things like, okay, I have to do this, I have
Uh,
to do that.
I would actually deny that because I started applying way before I came to this country itself. I started applying, I came here in September, so I started applying around like June, July-ish period. So I did have a few months that were just filled with rejections. So yeah, and again, so since these internships were contract basis and not full time or permanent jobs, of course, so I had to keep searching again and again as, like, after one is over, I had to keep searching for the others. So in that period also, I did go through a lot of rejections. I wouldn't say everything came to my plate. I did had to work a lot for to get where I am today, and I think I applied for like more than 200 jobs before I got into that first internship. And again, I don't know, I lost the count after that, but I keep applying. So what happens
Hmm.
with me is that I have this habit of, if even if I'm working now, I keep applying just so that by the time this is over, I have something else in hand. So it's like consistently I keep applying. So
Sure,
yeah.
sure. I mean, that's something maybe unique to you or unique to people like you. Like, not a lot of people would have actually thought about, applying all this like from June or something. And you started doing all this, like, let's say when your visa was getting processed and other things were happening, and you started doing. So that time, the rejection was happening, but still you were at home, maybe your parents were
Yeah.
there and all. So there was this moral support happening with you, whereas a lot of people, your colleagues and all, once they come there, like the one I was saying, that once they come there, they get adjusted to a lot of things, and then they start applying, and then they start to get rejected, and then this winter thing also comes and all, and maybe they think
Yeah.
that, okay, fine, let's enjoy a first semester first, and then we'll apply this that, and by the time maybe it's late, or like people like you have already taken the spots, so
Yeah.
they are deprived now, or those positions are filled, and you are like the first come first served person, right? So somebody
Yeah.
guided you on this, that you should apply like from June or something, or it was like your inner feeling that I should apply from now on?
So I would say both. I was told, but even if I wasn't, I am someone, like I mentioned, that I like to plan my life ahead itself. I know life is, of course, uncertain. You'll go through situations that you've never imagined, but at the same time, it's always good to be prepared. And even if I wasn't told, I definitely would have started applying, because I do know that the UK market is extremely competitive and difficult, and to be the number one, you have to work towards it, and nothing comes easy. So I wanted to make sure that I don't do those mistakes of applying late, or not taking it seriously.
Correct, correct. So you got this first offer, like when did you get your first internship offer? Which month was that?
December, but I started working in January.
Oh, so in December, so after getting like June to December was like, or June to November was the rejection period, with all this
Yeah.
ups and downs and taking the flight, etc., getting adjusted to other things. So it's like pretty much like 6 months of rejection till you got your first
Yeah.
internship offer, and then you
Yeah.
started like the next month. So the relief was after 200 rejections. So if you just go by numbers, also 200 rejections spread over 6 months.
Yeah. I mean, always, what I've realized is getting that first one is always difficult. And then once you start getting, you know how it works, and then you'll do it that way. And when you don't know why you're getting rejected, or what is actually going on, you wouldn't know what to do at that point. But that one successful application, then you'll start knowing, okay, maybe this is the right way to move ahead with this application, or uh, your whole job search.
Sure. And once you're doing your first internship, uh, you also would have to adjust to, let's say, their timing, the work culture, etc. You would have also realized how the work culture is. What were
Yeah.
like the shocks in the work culture that you didn't anticipate?
I don't know if I should call myself lucky in this, because my first internship was very flexible according to my schedules. I never had to, of course, in the middle, it did become very hectic, but at the same time, they were always open to telling them if I am not available now. So it was extremely flexible for me, and I did get an extension there as well. So it worked in a very nice way. They liked my work, and I'm usually someone who likes working, and um is very strict about deadlines, and being extremely um what do you say,
Disciplined.
and yeah, I like doing it on time, getting things done, and sometimes maybe even doing something out of the box, or working for more hours than expected.
Sure, sure, sure. And this is like your third internship right now you're doing. So how was your three internship? Like, how do you see the comparison of the nature of the work, or the work culture, or your own culture evolve with these experiences?
All the three are definitely not to be compared, because different. The people that I've worked with are very different. But I would only say positive things about all the three internships, because I've been blessed that I've found people that are so uh, encouraging, and even if I don't know anything, or if I don't understand anything, they don't pinpoint on that. Rather, they would try and explain me, and if I do something good, they always appreciate me for that. And not just that, they've also helped me, not just in my work, but also, like, if just about anything else apart from work as well. Like, if I was feeling low or upset about something, they were always there to help. So I would only say good things about all the three internships.
Sure, sure. And how was the feeling of earning money the first time?
It was actually not the first time. I did do a few internships in India as well, but getting a better amount and being able to get a huge amount all of a sudden did make me, of course, feel amazing. I think yeah, that is another motivating thing for me. Uh, and yeah, I mean that was
Yeah,
of course a great feeling of
correct, correct.
trying to be financially independent, the first step at least. Yeah.
So you have been already like getting used to these internships from the very bachelor time. So you are not so new to this work culture kind of as such.
But I've never worked prior like full time before, so that is an issue that I'm still facing now. But I think I with these internships, I think I will be able to crack it. But let's see.
Sure, sure. And what are your future goals now, like from for next few years?
I know the path that I've taken is hard. And I've also often been told by a lot of people, when you have opportunities in your home country, why are you going abroad? But my belief is that imagine you get a job through your campus or through your colleague or your family member, or you're working within your family, versus you actually facing a lot of rejections and you by yourself figuring out where you want to be, what kind of job you want to do, or what kind of organization you want to work at, and getting that job all by yourself. I think that satisfaction and that respect that you get from people, and even to feel it yourself, I think that is like I can't just explain it in words. It's like amazing feeling that you would want to go through. So yeah,
So it's like
this
pretty much standing on your feet in terms of the household activities as well as external activities. So now you feel that you are like pretty much on your feet from all
yeah.
directions.
I think I feel more confident in myself also after I came abroad, because now that I'm doing things on my own, I don't feel like, oh, maybe I can't do it or something like that. But yeah.
Coming to the very last question now, do you have any tips for the younger yourself or the ones who are planning to go abroad or University of Birmingham, UK in general?
I would say don't give up just because for a few months something is not working out for you. Don't settle down for less or go back. I would say wait for the right opportunity and the right time. And I'm sure everyone will end up where they want to be. I think as Indians, we're very used to getting things done quick or in an easy way. And when something different happens, it's difficult for us to adapt. But yeah, I would just still continue to say that don't give up. Be consistent with whatever you're doing and don't stop. There will be hurdles, of course, but when you reach to that level where you wanted to be, I think that thing should be it.
Sure, sure. Any recommendation on LinkedIn, usage of LinkedIn? I think probably you use it a lot.
Oh, yeah, I am pretty much active on LinkedIn, and yeah, LinkedIn is definitely a great place to start off with to talk about yourself and share the projects that you've done or the achievements of yours, and keep reaching out to recruiters on LinkedIn directly. I know a lot of them don't reply back, but even if one does, that'll work out for you. So keep trying and keep making use of LinkedIn and be active. I would say just be very proactive. I think in a country like UK, when everyone's striving for the same, you need to make sure that you are also equal. And yeah, and also another most important thing, don't compare yourself with people living in India, people living in US, or people living anywhere, or even in the UK. That is the worst thing you would want to do to yourself. Everyone's journey is different, and you cannot compare that with yourself. That will only make things worse for you.
Sure, sure, sure. That's a good piece of advice. So thank you, Lalita, for your time and insights.
Thank
So
you.
we'll be uploading this recording on YouTube and LinkedIn. So there might be some people pinging you on LinkedIn. Feel free to help
Sure.
help or reject them.
I'm always happy to help. Yeah, in case if anyone wants to talk to me, I'm always there.
Okay, then. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.